Joining me for more on this is Mr. Manus Onkwe. He's a legal practitioner. He joins me now on the policy from Abuja. Thank you and welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me. Good afternoon, Nigerians.
Good to see you. We have a lot of issues before us now. How do you interpret the currency swap policy?
It is a potpourri in our national history, particularly in our currency management. I must begin by saying what the Constitution provides. Under the second schedule, Part 1 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, particularly at item 15, that is paragraph 15, it provides that issues of currency coinage are of the exclusive legislative list of the federal government. That is to say that it is only the National Assembly that can make any legislation as it pertains to currency of Nigeria. Here we are today. If you juxtapose the provision of the Constitution vis-a-vis the CBN Act, as it were, the power to make pronouncements as it pertains to currency in Nigeria resides exclusively on the CBN, Central Bank of Nigeria's governor. Here we are today. The governor of CBN, acting in tandem with the Bankers Committee, have chosen to redesign the Nigerian currency, and with the approval of the president. Same is on course. Some individuals, particularly the government of Kaduna State, Kogi State, and the likes, chose to elect to approach the Supreme Court, to challenge the action of the CBN. Suffice to say, I must say that does the Supreme Court in this circumstance seized with original jurisdiction to entertain the suit? Let's leave that. We've gone beyond it. The Supreme Court, however, has made an interim order directing that the status quo be maintained until the substantive suit is heard. Why that is pending, as it were, the matter came up again on the 15th. The court, because some other parties, some other states seek to join the suit, the court adjourned to 22nd of February 2023. Why is that pending? Unfortunately, I must add, yesterday, our president, in the national broadcast that was aired by 7 a.m. in the morning, overreached the Supreme Court. Overreached because the matter is lis pendens. It is pending at the highest court of the land. The pronouncement of the president, that is to say, approving the continued usage of 200 Naira notes and prohibiting or seizing the legality of the users of 500 and 1,000 Naira notes, is an usurpation. The president usurped the powers of the judiciary. We must emphasize and re-emphasize that the Constitution clearly defined roles of these three arms of government as contained under Section 4, 5, and 6, respectively, of the Constitution. Section 6 confers judicial powers on the Supreme Court, on the judiciary, headed by the Supreme Court. Now that there is a dispute upon which court has jurisdiction to entertain the dispute between these states and the federal government, why is the Supreme Court is yet to make a pronouncement thereto? The president, the executive, had made the pronouncement. Now, whom shall Nigerians obey? Shall Nigerians obey the Supreme Court or the president? Who amongst these has the power to interpret or adjudicate upon disputes? The president is the head of the executive, and he is a party to the matter that is pending in the Supreme Court. It is an usurpation.
And this is why...
to add that whilst we are looking at this, the Kaduna State Governor, Malam El-Rufai, had a state broadcast yesterday, directing, or rather, opposing the directive of Mr. President. Such an affront by a federating unit of the Federation, if you ask me as a lawyer, amounts to treason. It's treasonable. It must be condemned.
So, Mr. Onwuekwe, if I might jump in, you've said three things. You've said first, it's not the states it's not in the interest of the state, or according to the law, it's the National Assembly that should bring the matter rather than the states. But you know, the states are saying it borders on public policy, the riots they're seeing, the sufferings for their people, and then they took this matter to court. And you've also said the president in his broadcast, sort of an affront on the Supreme Court because of the status quo with the courts. And now you're saying that the Kaduna State governor, his actions borders on treason. So essentially, what are we saying? I mean, it's almost as if we're saying everybody is wrong, but then how do we solve the problem?
Excellent. Now, we are already in a state of quagmire. Our constitutional crisis is here before us. A matter is pending in court. The president, notwithstanding, overreached the court. What shall the court be doing come 22nd of February 2023, in view of the presidential proclamations yesterday, 15th, or day first day 15th? What shall the Supreme Court be doing on 22nd?
So should we wait until that date?
Have been overreached.
So, Mr. Onwuekwe, should people wait until the 22nd? Should we all wait?
Unfortunately, we are presented with diverse confusion. Now, today, the governor of Kano State, Ganduje, had issued threats that should anyone in Kano State refuse to use or refuse to accept old notes, such person or persons risk being arrested. And in fact, the operatives of state in Kano State have begun to enforce the directive of the governor of Kano State. We must not forget, be it Kano State, be it Kogi State, be it Kaduna State, or any state for that matter, is a component of Nigeria. Now, issue of currency, as I've said before, is of the exclusive reserve of federal government. What this portends is that states do not have powers or bias to legislate or give directives as concerns currency in Nigeria. But here we are today. Kaduna State government is threatening. And some other states are threatening. So
we do have to go now.
Shall we obey? Is it our president? Or that of Ganduje? Or El-Rufai? Or Yaya Bello? Or who? So it's a whole bulk of confusion here and there.
A quagmire, we do agree on that. We appreciate your time. Thank you so much. These are some of the issues we'll continue to speak about until we have answers. Mr. Manus Onwuekwe is a legal practitioner. Many thanks for joining us on the program.
Thank you for having me. God bless you.